than actually most of the things I've probably asked to improve my video making skills, and hopefully you'll notice a difference today. Today I am here to tell you about the red dance, which is it's kind of like reality is created by like a sweeping arm tracing a circle. It's called the Ouroboros. Yeah, that's it. And it's think of like on a submarine, like the thing that shows the radar, like just a sweeping arm scanning things. That's what reality is made like, and at least part of it. Not all of it. That the part that is um let me think. Is it even or odd? Um it's not really even or odd, one or the other. It's basically reds work in the way that I'm going to tell you today. Blues work rather than a sweeping arm, it's all at once. It's, I guess, more like a movie, like with frames. Um but what I'm telling you about today is something that you can only do with uh, heavy particles. You can only do it with uh, reds and purples, um, and whatever other heavy particles there may be out there, because it relies on gravity, on the particles having a certain mass. Um, it's basically a continuous unbroken circuit, a circuit that feeds back into itself, making a circle, and it's rather like a solenoid when you actually trace around it. Um, but what I'm going to show you is not the way in which it's like a solenoid. This is just um, literally physically in space. How does this happen? Uh, for I'm going to show you for threeness and for fourness. Uh, so I apologize. I got an interruption. Somebody on Grinder messaged me. But I feel really in the zone now, so I'm just gonna answer real quick. And then I'll continue. Okay. I'll leave it open just in case. So, the first thing that I learned about the red dance is the fact that you need n+1 dimensions in which to carry it out. So I'm saying n+1, n being the arity of the particles. So for threeness particles, which means basically three spindles, triangular particles, you need to have fourness in which to carry out the dance. For fourness particles, you need to have fiveness. And so because of that limitation, I can very easily, readily show you how the threeness red dance works. But with the fourness red dance, I can show you a surprising amount, but not all. You can't visualize it. So I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start. Um, so here's your tetrahedron. This is a representation of basically of threeness itself. This here, the way in which it's threeness is, if I make this flat on the, if you, okay, that's a stupid way to explain it. You imagine this as having flat two-dimensional surfaces on three sides, leaving one side open in which there's nothing. That side in which there's nothing is the thing in which what I call the Lord of the dance is situated. And yeah, the Lord of the dance. So it's threeness because what I was trying to show you, like going like this, is that actually I'll just hold it against a darker surface so y'all can see. I can't orient it right. This is really funny. Okay, so we got a see from the profile, from the outline, it looks like a triangle. It's a triangle with a three spindle inside of it, or a bespindled three simplex. And so that threeness content, two-dimensional content, is one continuous surface of threeness, which is to say one continuous one thing. It's together forming one continuous surface, but the surface is bent around the next dimension, simplex. So basically, threeness is a triangle draped over a tetrahedron, you could say. Just a moment. Dealing with that text. So it's really very simple. Here in the center at the bottom is the Lord of the Dance. And the Lord of the Dance is spinning in two different directions. And it starts by, it has three, what I call runners. And the three runners start in the middle, and they're thrown out one to each of the corners here. And what happens is, so the face toward the camera is what I'm working with right now. So each runner, this is just one of them, goes up like this, and then it goes down like this, and then it goes around back here to the start. And that's the whole three dance. It's just a single continuous circuitous path made by three different runners at the same time in parallel. So the Lord of the Dance spins out, tosses out the three runners. They each do their circuit at the same time, the same circuit. And to throw them out, you twist this way to go here and here. But then to make the last part, the Lord of the Dance has to throw it, or more like guide it, electromagnetically guide it to the third corner, to the last corner, so you spin the other direction. So you have to spin both clockwise and counterclockwise to make this work. And that's, well, I'll tell you that in a second. So here's the 4D version, or the fourness version, the three-dimensional version. the three-dimensional red particle is tetrahedral in shape. And so it looks much more complicated, and it is, but this is exactly the same structure as this is, just differing by one dimension in dimensionality. So, so here, basically you have 4 tetrahedra of content, the tetrahedra that have stuff in them, the things that in the 5-dimensional structure in which the dance actually occurs, those 4 tetrahedra are contiguous, linked, just like these 3 surfaces are one single threeness, one single triangle. These 4 tetrahedra are one single tetrahedron. You just can't see where they join, where they come together, because that is in the next dimension up. You need 4 dimensions to visualize it. But it's exactly the same process. You have the Lord of the Dance in the center, and because this is the fourness particle that we're using, the current, either the electromagnetic current, which is just the same as to say the runners, travels through threeness instead of two-ness. So this was, and here the current travels around the line segments, the lines, the toothpicks. Here, the current travels in a single motion through / around the triangles, the flat 2-dimensional triangles. So, and that'll always hold true that 2 dimensions, n-2 is the number of the description of what the description of what the current travels through. Remember to look at the lens. So the Lord of the Dance is in here. I can tell you part of the path that the current or the runners take. Basically, to visualize the current going through one of these triangles, just picture the runner throws the Lord of the Dance throws the runner, and the runner splits into 3 and strikes each of these triangles in the middle, and then swirls out to the edge of the triangle. So that's how it traverses the triangle. And so each of these triangles is traversed at the same time, just like the 3 triangles here were traversed at the same time by these 3 runners. But that happens for each tetrahedron here. And I just now figured out that the runner splits into 3. So that really actually greatly simplifies this model. So, I mean, that's really all you need to picture to be able to picture the flow of the current. I thought it would be harder, but it's pretty simple. However, I was wrong about all 4 tetras being traversed at the same time. I'm pretty sure that has to still be serial. The elements that are of dimensionality n still need to be traversed one at a time. So I almost am out of things to say. The only thing left is that you needed 2 spins, 2 different directions of spin to get through this. You need 3 to get through this. So that includes one direction. Well, it includes one direction that we can't picture because we have no correlate in fourness, but it actually has all three directions we can't picture. We can't visualize in as as three-dimensional, but beings of fourness. We can only visualize uh, two chiralities, the left and the right, the clockwise and the counterclockwise. That's not what I was trying to say. I got anxious and uh, anyway, what I was trying to say is that we can't picture how to make a spin that encompasses a sphere all in one motion from beginning to end in one uh, swoop. You can trace a circle on a piece of paper and come back to the beginning, but you can't do that with a sphere. But in four dimensionality, you can. And so you have two spins which each correlate to clockwise and counterclockwise, but you have a third spin which I jocularly call anti-clockwise because that's what they call it in Britain, and I just thought it would be funny to use all three of those terms. um, so yeah, that's all I got to say. That's the Red Dance. Thanks for listening.